I'm gonna work on the technique. It's gotta be like, all right. Other than that, welcome to the Mercury transit talk for Aquarius season. This is the Peace Dealer. What you are watching now is a God Squad exclusive program on the YouTube membership for this month and Pisces season. It will be available for the public. Once we restart Aries season, this will be exclusive for God Squad. With that being said, I would like to welcome Tanner to the Infinity Club. Welcome, brother. Welcome back home. Thank you. Infinity Club does offer you 20-minute consultation and half off the merch and readings, I believe, in my store. So if you haven't seen the community tab, the link to that half off discount code and 20-minute consultation link is there. Go and schedule some time and we'll talk soon. Okay, yeah, it's based on that. So let me make sure. Perfect. So yeah. Thank you, Rachel. Other than that, like Neighborhood Hope Dealer said, did you hit that like button on your way in? Okay. So for Aquarius season, so we will see Mercury travel out of Capricorn. Aquarius season starts with Mercury 19 degrees Aquarius, actually leading the zodiac. Well, Mars is leading the zodiac, but Mercury is the next personal planet. Other than, yeah. And so by the 17th, when we're done with Aquarius, Mercury is going to be 11 degrees retrograde in Aquarius. So we're only seeing 8 degrees covered, but of course, Mercury will travel to 26 retrograde and then come back to 11. Reflections on this. Seeing that the transit starts with the moon 0 degrees Taurus, and the transit ends with the moon in Taurus is a huge deal. It's a very huge deal. We're starting the transit off grounding extra dimensional knowledge, going around the lunar cycle. February 11th, we're new in Aquarius. And by the time we come to the 17th, all that knowledge that we came back around is grounding again. It's like a spaceship landing 2 times. Oh, nice. It's like, yay, Christy. It's like a spaceship landing and then adjusting. And so by the time the moon comes back around, the scene in LA, let me just tell you right now, I may not be an authority, even though I'm a vessel alien, Saturn vessel alien, a Uranus vessel alien, and Neptune vessel alien. If you see flying saucers, no alien, no extra dimensional entities fly flying saucers. That is some human made up shit. If y'all start seeing flying saucers, this is a false flag alien attack. If you're seeing a flying saucer that you saw in a movie, a Hollywood movie, and you're seeing people perpetuate these UFO sightings, I hope you know 2021 is the year of the false flag. Like, we are stepping into a whole decade. Really, it's 2022, but we're stepping into a whole decade of next level false flags. Like if you thought the George Floyd psyop was the psyop of the decade, that was just the beta test and sneak peek. So like, it's going to start with aliens, because we're in and this is what Mercury retrograde is going to really help you understand the knowledge of. We're entering a period where the rapid expansion of knowledge, and as proof of this is Reddit. I'm not even following the stock market thing because that's a huge distraction. It's amazing. It's pretty interesting, but it's a huge distraction. But let's bring it up because this is one fine example of what you're going to see all year of independent geniuses fucking the system up. Okay. The whole fucking media is a psyop. Thank you, Colby. And all of them going to jail. All of them going to jail. So here's the thing. You're entering a period where the amount and the Wall Street stock market thing is a prime example of this. You're entering a period where the knowledge that you're coming into and everything that's expanding is happening at a faster rate than controlling, regulating forces can handle. It is this element that's going to bring greater volatility and a complete collapse of the stock market. The market has not yet crashed. Remember that. The market has not yet crashed. We saw a sneak peek. We saw it go down. We saw it crash, but the market did not crash. Okay? Trust me. And we're getting ready for 2 crazy economic depressions in our lifetime. They're finessing the economy so that Biden can look good right now, but we may get in a war. We will get in a war. And so we're going to see 2 major economic crashes within this decade, maybe within the first 5 years. Okay. This is why it's so very important to own your own business, because everyone who's been doing independent work aligned with their heart, the 2020 pandemic did not affect them. If anything, it was positive for them. People who relied on mainstream corporate jobs or jobs that you know you're not supposed to be working, when light workers and when people were saying, quit your job, these people were making excuses like, no, but I need this 9 to 5. No, but this is just how the world is. And we were saying this world is not going to last. Quit your job. Suffer now so you don't have to suffer later. No, this isn't comfortable. And what happened? You either got laid off or because you went to the job, you got coronavirus. So all this stuff is not for nothing. This is why you get drawn into the path to prepare you. And it doesn't mean that it still won't be challenging. Hard times make strong people. Okay. I'm also 30. I turned 31 in June. But you're stepping into a facet where, because the regulating force is not quick enough to handle everything, this is going to flex the dark side of Neptune and Pisces to where, okay, if we can't control everything coming out, then we can at least control the narrative that everyone is believing. If we can beat people, because you're dealing with people who, by the time, think about the research institutions, because that's all Aquarius, government, Capricorn, Aquarius. Once we're dealing with collective entities, that's why the square to Uranus is so important, because this is a revolution of the individual. Okay, I'm going to make a special video about this, but I want to spend a very important section talking about the revolution of the individual. Everybody who because not everyone's an individual. Some people are socials. Some people are social people. Primarily Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, and Libra. They can't exist without other people. They're social. And then you have collectives, which are like everything, the famous people. Then you have individuals. For the longest time, social people ran shit. Especially during the 60s, civil rights. These are social demonstrations. When we had the Pluto Libras, like for the longest time, we left the individual world from the early 20s and the late 1800s, and we came back into the social development. Now we're done with that. Now we're finishing the collective and we're coming back into the individual. Now people are being socially distanced. Now you know social activity is not like it was before, and social normative culture is dying because a new one's being created. So if you value being an individual, no matter who you are, you need to thank Aries. Aries declared their independence. Okay. Before I talk about this concept, that's going to really start to wage more with guild wars. Okay. Be very mindful, because with Neptune and Pisces, certain narratives will just be made up. Once again, you're dealing with intelligence agencies, literal organizations whose job it is to just collect intelligence. You have a file right now. You have a file on you right now. And with AI, it's not even, it is so much quicker to keep tabs. Like, people don't need to keep tabs on you, but if they need to, you got a file. You got a social security number, you got a straw man, there are government agencies, there's research institutions. So please understand, people in the Air Force whose job it is to just look at the sky and notice abnormalities. By the time you get that news, by the time that goes down the chain and the higher ups decide to leak that information to the media, these people already know. Think about that. Everything that you are shown on mainstream media, or everything that gets leaked out and discovered, and this is why Uranus is so important, because the only thing that's countering that is independent news. People who come into their own. And I want you to look up the YouTube channel, The People. One of the best YouTube channels right now is this one person from Russia, I believe, who's going to North Korea, giving you his own mini documentaries, going to Mexico, going to Honduras, showing you how people really live. This isn't edited by mainstream. There's not an agenda here. He's showing you individually, hidden camera shit, okay? That's the only news you can trust. That is the only news you can trust, because it's the truth. It's unfiltered, it's real, okay? Everything else, by the time you get it, it's already gone down the chain to be broadcasted on a network owned by somebody who controls what that message is. This is just facts. There are certain standards that certain people can't even put out. So that's how you know, right? If we want to look at it like that. So be very mindful, because a lot of the knowledge that you come into isn't really knowledge. You're meant to think that. It's steering a narrative. And so when this revolution of the individual, you're coming into your own knowledge with your own experience. And not surprisingly, since it's not mainstream, it might be ostracized. But in this revolution, now there are niche markets with which, out of billions, you don't need the mainstream support of 120 million, most of which are fake bot accounts. You can literally connect with a niche specific group of 24,000 people who are solid. This is the revolution of an individual. And so the reason, before I get into the Mercury aspect, which is the higher aspect of this, okay, the reason why we're in this war, Aries, God bless you. A lot of people don't know that Aries put in work. Saturn is not squaring anymore. Saturn isn't squaring Aries anymore. Aries, this is the first reprieve that Aries has had in a long time. So I'm going to make a special video about this. And if this resonates with you, I'm about to give you play-by-play. If this resonates with you, comment how because many of you are living this war out right now, and you're either conscious or you're not conscious of it. So 2010 and 2011 came through. Uranus entered Aries. And this is when after Uranus really settled in Aries and started to square Pluto, Aries was like, you know what? I'm declaring independence from collective rule. Capricorn asserts collective authority over the individual. The reason why you have laws right now that limit what you can do is because Aries can do anything. But Aries can do things that impede on someone else, opposite Libra. And so you need rules, Capricorn, to enforce that. Capricorn is the greatest for this reason. Now, during the end of the cycle where the collective force has been corrupted, Aries, if Capricorn is the colonial force that occupied the individual signs and has been colonizing them, Aries in the 2012s, 2013, around this period, declared war. Declared independence. this is the most important thing I can say. And if you have Aries energy, if you have Aries moon, you understand what I'm talking about. Because this is where Aries suns, Aries moons, Aries risings just said, fuck it, I'm doing my own thing. Fuck everything. I'm doing my own thing. And because you Aries paved the way for a decade, now the baton is passed to Taurus, and like the individual revolution is going. Please understand, it could have been stopped. It could have been stopped. Aries have been getting attacked mercilessly since 10 years ago. A lot of people be judging Aries, don't know what Aries are going through, because they're not going to cry and complain to people. They soldiers. They are soldiers. So Aries declared independence, similar to how a country that was colonized declares independence from a higher force. Aries declared independence. And what did Capricorn do? Capricorn said, nigga, what? We declare war on you. Oh, you're independent? Well, we declare war on your independent sovereignty. And this was when, with the Pluto-Uranus squares, we started to see more revolts against the government. This is when this started to really pop up. It's not like it didn't exist before, but this is when this started to get ramped around that decade. And it wasn't getting covered a lot at all by media until they had to. So Aries went through a lot. Initially, given zodiac relations, everyone was pretty neutral, okay? Because Aquarius is BFF with Aries, but they're part of the greater association of the collectives, the Galactic Federation. So they stayed neutral. They're detached. Scorpio is allies with Capricorn. So that's an unspoken ally, right? However, Leo stayed neutral, and, you know, everyone else didn't really input. This was just between Cap, you know what I'm saying, and Aries, okay? The only one that lent Aries support was motherfucking Gemini. Aries said, hey, could you bring the angels? And Gemini said, how much you need? How much you need, fam? I got you. And Gemini's smart. Gemini knew if they come for Aries first, Gemini's next. Once you kill the individuality, then you're not an individual. You're not going to speak the truth. You're going to say what they want you to say. Bam. So what's in between Gemini and Aries? Once Gemini lent support for Aries to fight Capricorn, Capricorn immediately declared war on Gemini. What do we have in the sky during this period? Saturn was opposite Libra. Saturn was coming opposite out of the opposition of Taurus. And around the time they declared war on Gemini, Saturn went opposite Gemini in Sagittarius. Bam. Declared war on Gemini, and they were coming for Geminis. And you can see this with President Trump. All of his 4 years, they were trying to come for him. Whatever. So hold on now, because this is where things get deep. So the first phase of this war was Capricorn declaring war on Aries and Gemini. Okay. Capricorn did not declare war on Taurus because Taurus is the manufacturing plant for all of Capricorn's corporations. Okay. And Taurus got the food. Taurus got the valuables that trade everywhere. So Taurus was kept neutral. However, Taurus, as an individual itself, okay, allied with Cancer, who's also neutral. Cancer doesn't want any smoke because it's opposite Capricorn. It's not afraid of Capricorn, but it's opposite Capricorn. Taurus let Gemini cross through to get to Aries. Taurus was a sacred land that Aries can go through to work with Gemini and vice versa. So Taurus was kind of left out the beef. Taurus ideally was meant to split and keep Aries and Gemini apart, okay? But Taurus is next to it. Taurus quintessentially is still an individual. And this is so very important. So, mind you, once Gemini got into the war, Scorpio is Capricorn's ally, okay? Just like Pisces is Capricorn's ally. So Pisces is also neutral. Pisces is kind of helping both sides. And I'll tell you what I mean. Okay. And Lissy Darko says something important. This war is taking place within you because you have all the zodiac signs within you, but it's also taking place outside of you. For example, if you're a Capricorn, does that mean you're in war against Aries? No, actually, spiritual bodybuilder, Justin, he's a Capricorn sun, Aquarius moon, but he's fighting on the side of the individual. Do you know why? His rising sign is Aries. So this is how you can tell if you have any Aries placements, Taurus placements, Gemini placements, Cancer placements, you fight in this war. You are part of the alliance of the individual. So the first phase of this war was that. The next phase, okay, was when Uranus entered Taurus. When Uranus entered Taurus, first of all, during this war period, Aries could have lost. So Aries, the fact that you were able to maintain the revolutionary charge and lead it into Taurus, we need to thank you forever, because you could have lost. You could have lost, and you kept it going. Despite people calling you crazy, despite people trying to make you feel weird, you're like, fuck that, don't care, get off my dick. And you kept it going like a soldier. When Taurus received Uranus, Taurus now realized late 2017, coming into 2018 and 2019, oh, this is what we're dealing with? Okay. And this is important because at this junction, okay, because Uranus had Taurus, Scorpio became threatened as an ally of Capricorn that King Kunks is Gemini and also King Kunks is Aries. So imagine Aries and Gemini warring with Capricorn, and your ally Capricorn, and as a Scorpio, you see Aries and you see Gemini. Once Uranus came into Taurus, now it's a united front against Scorpio. So Scorpio was like, no, I see what you're doing, Taurus. I declare war on you. This is where Scorpio officially declared war on Taurus. Scorpio is a social sign that is allies with the collective force of Capricorn. Remember, Divine RPG 1, Scorpio was fighting against Capricorn. Okay? This was before Scorpio declared war on Uranus. It gets deep. So Scorpio declares war on Uranus. However, Cancer is Taurus's ally. Scorpio declares war on Taurus. And so this is what brought Taurus into the war. And now Aries, Taurus, and Gemini created the individual alliance. The individual zodiac signs are Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. I'm spitting game, y'all, and Cancer. And so because Cancer is Taurus's ally and freely gives and trades resources with Taurus, Capricorn said, you're not slick, Cancer. We declare war on you. And this was when Saturn left Sagittarius, started going through Cancer, started going through Capricorn. Chad Boseman died, Pop Smoke died, and they were coming for Cancers. And this is what put Cancer into the war. And so guess what? Now that Saturn is in Aquarius, the whole time, Virgo was neutral, Pisces was neutral. When Taurus got into the war, this put Pisces in a compromising situation because Pisces is helping Cap, but Pisces is also helping Taurus. And Virgo is the same way. Virgo is helping Scorpio, but Virgo is also helping Cancer. And so the mutable signs, people are kind of, Virgo, you're going to start. See, Virgo isn't in here yet, but I'm about to break it down. So Leo is the royalty. Leo was neutral, just like Aqua was neutral. Okay. But once Taurus and Cancer got brought into the war, because Leo is Gemini's ally, okay, what happened was people didn't like that Leo wasn't shitting on Aries and Gemini, because Leo is a source of inspiration for the individuals. And so Leo as the first social who progressed from individual has that kinship with individuals. So Leo didn't do anything, right? But Leo didn't fight the other people. And so they felt that Leo wasn't being like, they kind of felt a certain way about that. And when Saturn went into Aquarius and Capricorn officially declared war on Leo. And now Leo is in this war. And so that's why I'm like, protect Leo at all costs. Now you have the individual alliance, okay, of Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And these 4 signs don't even mess with each other like that. We have a kinship, but we're putting our differences aside and we're allying. This shit is real. This shit is real. This shit is real. And now Leo, it's 4 plus Leo, because Leo is a social. Leo is like our solar blast, okay? And so Leo is getting introduced into this war. Leo has a whole army. It's called Angels, Gemini. So like now we're setting up a united front, individuals versus collective authorities. And now the key to this is Virgo. This is what I'm going to talk about when I bring this in. The key to this is Virgo, because Virgo can go either way. Virgo is supporting Scorpio, but Virgo is also allies with Cancer. And what's going to happen is, sneak peek, when Saturn goes into Pisces, Pisces is going to have to make a decision. Pisces might get pressured by Capricorn and Aquarius to declare war on Virgo, because Virgo is still assisting Cancer. And it's like, so basically Pisces and Virgo are going to have to make a decision, Saturn and Pisces. Pisces is going to have to decide, am I just only going to support Capricorn, or am I going to still support Taurus? And Virgo is going to have to decide, am I going to support Scorpio, or do I have to support Cancer? Depending on what those two decide will depend on the fate of this war. This is why I say Saturn and Pisces is the beginning of the end. 2023. The shit is deep. The shit is deep. The shit is deep. And the way it is, Pisces and Virgo are any which way. We don't know. We really don't know, because we need to finish the Aqua transit. So now we are at the Aqua Leo stage of the war. It's officially intergalactic. Okay. Now, take what I said as an analogy, because all the zodiac works together, right? You have all these facets. So what I'm saying is a story. It's an analogy to kind of conceptualize a framework of understanding it. Take what I said as a story. You can break it to bits and pieces. You can change elements of the story that make sense to you. But I wanted to share that with you, because this is a fun way to kind of look at the planet transits. And the zodiac is at war right now, and we're almost getting ready for zodiac civil war with Aries through Virgo versus Libra through Pisces. Okay, if you notice, I didn't bring up Libra. Like Libra, technically, when Libra was in when Saturn was in Libra, Uranus had just entered Aries, and so you could argue that Libra. I don't think Libra declared war on Aries, but Libra was just kind of chilling. Libra and Leo were neutral. In fact, Libra and Leo were politicking with Virgo, like, oh, do you see these motherfuckers fighting each other? You see these motherfuckers? Oh, look at this, look at this. That was Leo, Libra. That was Leo, Virgo, Libra, the past decade. Like, oh my gosh, you see all this happening? Whoa, 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 whoa. Right. And then somehow Leo got pulled into this bitch. Leo got pulled all the way into this bitch, like, oh shit, I was just minding my business, but okay. And what did it was because they wanted Leo to denounce Aries and they wanted Leo to denounce Gemini, and Leo didn't. Leo was like, well, they seem like they could be good people. They seem like they really care about this issue. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? So I'm Gemini Sun, Taurus rising, Capricorn moon, Saturn on Capricorn moon. So I understand Capricorn a lot. Okay, Capricorn is not a bad sign at all. The lack of integrity is a failure to maintain Capricorn. This is where evil comes up. So keep that in mind. Once again, my Capricorn friend has an Aries rising, and so he's choosing to stand up for his individuality, with the Aries rising. And y'all need to protect fire signs. Sagittarius don't need your protection, but you know, y'all need to look out for y'all need to look out for fire. That's not funny. Sag does not need your protection, but look out for Sag anyway. You feel me? I feel like they'd be offended if you were trying to protect them, but like, you know, look out for them. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, like, get ready, y'all, because this is a revolution of the individual. So Mercury, that's retrograding throughout this period. It's very interesting that we're seeing Mercury at this stage. By the way, everything that I said regarding this stage of the war, this stage for the next 2.5 years is Leo and Aquarius. Because remember, Aquarius doesn't have any investments in this war. Aquarius got dragged into it because it's next to Capricorn. And Leo got dragged in it too because it was inevitable. So eventually it's already involving Pisces and Virgo, because Virgo and Pisces have this like inner like spy covert war that they've always had. And that's going to get reintegrated. And so keep that in mind, because once we hit March 20th of 2021, it's going to spark off on the individual front. For 6 months, the individuals have the advantage. And then once the sun goes into Libra, then the other side has the advantage. And this is how the balance of power goes forth. Boom, 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 boom. So other than that, Cancer's still trying to recover from Saturn and Cap. Yo, Cancer recovering. Spy covert is right. Chris knows what I'm talking about. Double agents being set from Neptune to Virgo and vice versa. Like, this is not a game. This is not a game at all. And so this Aquarius season is stepping you into your self-realized knowledge of your God self. We're starting to transit off 11 degrees direct. And so if we now look at what leads up to the retrograde, it's post full moon. The moon enters Virgo, ruled by Mercury, when Mercury starts to retrograde. So concerning that retrograde, this is having you reevaluate in light of new knowledge. Oh, I'm a god. What the fuck? Why am I comparing myself to human beings? I'm a fucking god. Why am I living this stupid fake ass social structure? And Aquarius is all about rebelling and innovating current social structures. So it's like, what the fuck? I'm a god. I'm a goddess. I don't need to deal with this. What the hell? I'm a real nigga before I'm a god. Shout out to Supreme Dreams. But like, what the hell? Like, I don't need to entertain this. This is not who I am. This is not a system akin to me. This is not my right social group. I don't need to entertain any of this BS. If you're coming to these realizations, good. This is the Mercury retrograde. And this is you integrating post-Capricorn new moon cycle. Remember, the new moon cycle was conjunct Pluto. So the purpose of this new moon cycle was to be like, oh, this is a fraud. This is exposed. This is exposed. You know, fast food exposed, car insurance exposed, video games exposed. Like, you're being peeled away the layers of how you've been finessed your whole life. And your family was finessed and their parents were finessed. And so you're retrograding, and it's like, oh, whoa. It's ready. It's time for a new revolution. This is coming back around for the new moon on the 11th. That's going to start the brand new cycle, the new renaissance, the new age of God, the new age of Aquarius. And this is important, the goddamn Gaylord finesse, because Saturn is constructing the new narrative. And Jupiter is bringing new technological rollouts that are going to expand this so fast. Okay, thank you, Heidi. And this is more important because the whole purpose of this is to upload on your circuit board the programming of the knowledge of who you are, because what's after this? Pisces season. And Pisces season, we're going to experience our supernatural abilities. We're going to experience our self-realized character, and we're going to come into the ultimate understanding of why this is all happening relative to this new knowledge we're stepping into. Why is that important? This is going to, through Neptune, now that you know more, update your dream. Some of you were dreaming of being with a crush, and then you're going to realize, what the fuck? I'm a god. I don't need to dream about this. I can make this shit happen. Now I'm going to dream of so much other stuff. It's like it's going to be a whole bigger thing. And why is that important? Once, yes, he did mention creating a new social media platform. That's the new wave, by the way. Over the next decade, niche specific social media platforms and independent platforms. That's the new wave, because we're getting ready to create a new social world. This happens cyclically. This happens all the time. Like if you were to go back in time around this period, it would be eerily similar to now, except we just wouldn't have smartphones. But you'd be very surprised. Despite the anachronism, it'll be eerily similar, just culturally a little bit different. And so once we start to experience our supernatural abilities and strengthen that, what's next? Aries season. And now I want each and every single one of you to watch, if you have time, Divine RPG. Go watch my World War Zero episode. I'm going to bring the series back where I talk about Divine RPG. I made this video in 2018, and everything that I said was going to happen, Jupiter and Cap and Aquarius, is literally happening. Before the elections happened, before any of this shit happened, nailed it completely. Aries season kicks off Guild Wars. When the apocalypse started, March 21st, and we stepped into the new Aries season, the first level of Guild Wars started, recruitment. And what was happening? People were recruiting people. Dude, I say all this 2018. Before the elections, people were recruiting this person, people were recruiting this on this side, and you saw massive recruitment around the whole world. People were making ballots with their hearts. Well, guess what? Now Jupiter is in Aquarius. And once the sun goes into Aries, now that the war's been set, it's wartime. This is no longer a beta test. It's alpha overdrive, baby. And this is why you must know who you are. Because if you ally with the wrong people, because you don't know who you truly are, and you're letting people spew this false rhetoric to make you feel like a victim, to label you, say you're this color, you're this nationality, you're this ethnicity, all are lies. You're none of those. Those are name tags. That's not who you are. You're beyond celestial. You're a soul before you're anything. Before you're anything. Regardless if we want to break this down, which it has its place, let's speak ultimately and truthfully here. If you don't know who you truly are, you will not make it past this decade. You will not make it past this year. That's Pluto and Capricorn. Because now the consequence of not living in integrity of a character is literally death. Game over. Game over. And so the main feature of this Mercury transit with the retrograde is having you, nigga, I'm extraterrestrial, I ain't black, right? Shit, I'm not black. I voted for Trump, so I might lose my N-word pass. But other than that, you feel me? Like this Mercury retrograde is going to have you reevaluate the higher knowledge of your universal mind expressed through the collective consciousness as you come into completing this cycle of actualizing the supernatural quality of your higher self. And so the first thing I need to ask you is, do you know you have a higher self? Many spiritual principles are countered by social collective government-funded entertainment platforms to take these concepts that spawn from individual insights and spin the fuck out of them before people have an introduction to it. So think about how, like most things, entertainment complex industries or entertainment industry complexes will spin real spiritual principles to make it look like if you follow this, you're a fucking nerd. You're a loser. Let's sarcastically make fun of this concept to take the substance away, but put on the surface something so that an unassuming mass who's getting introduced to it doesn't understand what it really is, but is introduced to it in a childlike way. So whenever you're referencing it, you remember that this has been happening for decades. This level of propaganda has happened before advancement of civilization, but it's been happening more so now. So I can say about your higher self, but you know what I mean? At an unconscious level, you may not take it very seriously because you don't see, thank you. I didn't even know they did a Vice episode on astrology. And that sucks because there's no astrologers in their camp. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Actually, I didn't see the episode. And shout out to Candace. Candace is connected to Vice. So maybe they consulted her because I know they were talking to her. But other than that, this is very, very important because when we take into account this acquisition of knowledge and we take into account the nature of your higher self, a forced perspective trick, and weak minds believe narratives that are impressed upon them. It takes a strong mind to think critically, to where you're offering a different critical perspective that can analyze things in light of, I don't know, no fucking bias to deceive you. But other than that, this is so very important because I can talk about your higher self and, you might just look at it as a concept. You don't have any prominent authority figures. This is how illusions are maintained, okay? You need a prominent authority figure think about that concept. And this is why in the revolution of the individual, it's so important to remember who you are. Because systemically, this is how our parents' and our parents, needed to survive. First of all, we're talking about a system that works. It's been proven over centuries and innovated over decades. So we're not talking about a machine that doesn't work. We're talking about the fact that that's a machine and you're a human. You don't need that machine anymore. We're now at the part of society where we have transcended this, but we're still relying on this because the elites who gain from the system having you run the hamster wheel race and cheese rat race depend on you to fuel this system to make them rich, amongst other things. Everyone knows this, right? However, it's maintained by now introducing systems, introducing accreditation, introducing rewards, things that work. These are not bad things. The one thing that the astrology community is missing is accreditation and actual means to legitimize this. So these are not bad things. It's who's enforcing it and the lack of integrity that corrupts these systems. So if you think about the illusions maintained with puppet authority figures who are paid, like Bill Nye the Science Guy, to basically say what interest groups want them to say in the name of science, I'm an authority, and so I'm popular, and because I'm widely accepted to know, everything I say is true, like Jesus. And even though you may do your own research that counteracts and actually provides critical analysis to what I say, we can just cancel you. We can censor you. We can suppress you, even though you're actually a professional who's been licensed. Doesn't matter about your own individual expertise and experience. If it doesn't fit our narrative and agenda, we can make sure people know that you're a quack, even though you have more experience than probably I do. And so keep that in mind, because you cannot rely on mainstream sources in the revolution of the individual where key information is already being skewed by the time it hits the mainstream. In a horrendous game of telephone that is being expertly manipulated. So when I talk about your higher self, this might just be a concept that's been flung around spiritual circles that little to no one takes seriously, because spirituality as a community and as a concept has been thoroughly infiltrated so that it can't be made or taken seriously, which you cannot blame element like a lot of people say the term spiritual and you just put them in a basket together. That's why I say I'm not a part of the spiritual community, because that's just the box that y'all put people in. Everything that I say applies to every community. So you can't put me in a box. The truth is the truth. So I love this community, though, as an example, because this is where anyone can say they're spiritual. And the craziest people who do the craziest stuff, people will now let those people be the face of spirituality. And so when you think of spirituality, you think, oh, it's a bunch of crazy people. but this is not a regulated field. So if this was medicine, you would see a whole bunch of quack doctors, but you don't see quack doctors because medicine is regulated. They control it. This is how they can flood and make so much money. Everything that's regulated is geared towards making money. Once they figure out how to do it with psychic activity, you're going to see that happen this decade. It's already starting to happen. So the media is going to be overthrown, but hopefully it won't be replaced with another media, because this is how cyclically we destroy one problem, but then you can end up being the next problem. And so this is why you need to be careful. In fact, what's going to happen is the individuals will win, but then there's going to be a new problem. Now that there's no more collective order, the whole world can spiral into anarchy. And so we're going to need a new collective system or program. And what could be the new enemy are individual groups who don't decide to abide by a law. And the new good guy would be the same system that we're fighting against. So like, this is the dance of light and dark. Nothing stays good. You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. So keep that in mind. The office of former president. Don't sleep on the office of former president, okay? More real than the office of president-elect. But other than that, very, very, very important, because what Mercury is helping your mind process is the higher understanding of the concept of a higher self. Because it's one thing to believe that you have a facet of yourself. Sorry. It's one thing to believe that you have a facet of yourself that is higher than you, a galactic, cosmic facet of yourself that you express down here in 3D form. It's one thing to believe it. It's another thing to know that you are a higher celestial aspect and concept materialized with the body that you have. So what this Mercury transit is doing is reevaluating with new knowledge and switching your belief and you being a body with a higher mind and awakening to knowing that you are that higher concept with a body. Two different things, okay? And like, you're starting to be aware more of the these synchronicities. Comment a fire sign emoji if these synchronicities are flowing smooth. Some of you are starting to predict them before they happen. And if you are, you there, you at the end, you getting ready to evolve. Some of the synchronicities is so on point, you like, I'm about to see a master number right now. Oh shit. And it's just like, so basically how Pisces has been. We're finally catching up to Pisces. Somebody about to call me right now. Oh! I told you. No, I'm joking. My phone probably just lighted up. But still. Yeah, just light up. But still, yo, it's like that though. Okay. So other than that, this is definitely opening up higher concepts of you. And because this is Aquarius, you exist in separate forms to other people. If you want to believe or understand or accept that in a sacred axiom, I am you. I am literally an extra in your movie right now. If you want to even believe that you exist solipsistically, or if everyone has their own, individual play that you're an extra of and they're extra yours, I am you here. So like, Aquarius is also connecting you with, through Pisces, the interrelated whole of aspects of you that connect with you. But as in a 3D, don't get Truman Showed. As you're in a 3D perspective, you only experience yourself separately, but you're also experiencing yourself through other people. This is the concept of a soulmate and a twin flame. But you're not going to be aware of that unless you're a Pisces or Aquarius. You're not going to be aware of that. You're not going to be aware that you scratching your armpit triggered somebody else to scratch their armpit and call you when you were thinking of them. This is where the unconscious aspects, thank you, Mal. This is where the unconscious aspects that connect you with other people are going to start to be made more aware of. And Mercury is going to help you process how to incorporate that in your day-to-day on some supernatural, funky-ish, okay? Another thing with superpowers is, first of all, so many people are frightened. So many people are frightened as if they don't already have abilities. And there's this, some of you may feel like there's an inside joke. If you've ever felt like there's an inside joke on you, where like everyone, like maybe there's a subsection of reality where everyone already has abilities, but they're trying to act like they don't have abilities, and then they gaslight you to make you believe that this isn't real, but they're very aware of their abilities. You're getting ready to wake up out this matrix. This is not, it's not a paranoia, this is actually a reality. So secret society organizations exist for this very reason, where certain knowledge is titrated and passed on, and then a lower class of working slaves or middle class are given a special information. Oh, if you want not higher knowledge, you're gonna have to pay, you're gonna have to come to our higher Ivy Leagues, or we're gonna have to initiate you. Okay, like it's so like be mindful of that, because you're getting ready to transcend the framework for how you understand your place and role in reality. And like Raphael said, don't get Truman Showed. Some of you are getting Truman Showed right now. Some of you are getting straight Truman Showed. Shout out to Big Empress Energy. What's poppin'? How you doing? How you doing? Please hit that like button, folks. Just like Neighborhood Hope Dealer said. Once again, like be very, very mindful, because some of you are getting straight Truman Showed. Some of you are walking up to your bestie right now, like, come on, man. Tell me you at least know this isn't real. Tell me you're aware that this is a play. And your best friend is looking back in your eyes like, nah, bro, it's chill. What's wrong? Your wifey or your partner is like, nah, you're chill. Nah, don't worry. And the whole time, if you don't know what I mean by Truman Showed, you need to watch The Truman Show, and that's your homework. I don't even, because I want to answer your question, but I don't want to ruin the movie for you. It's something you got to watch. It's a classic. Your homeboy Jim Carrey starred in it, and some of you are getting Truman Showed, deliberately Truman Showed, and they're just and they getting paid for acting their role and playing their part. And you have to understand, some of your parents are doing this because your parents aren't fucking stupid. Your parents are psychic as fuck, and your parents grew up watching people who express their gifts get hemmed up, get destroyed, get killed, not be successful in life. So some of your parents are better at doing the psychic work you do than you do, but they have vowed to keep it secret. They're not telling you about your ancestral gifts because they know you're going to go out in the world and you're going to use your abilities, and they don't want to see the same system destroy you. And so they're Truman Showing you to protect you. Because they know how serious it gets. And they don't care if you're a revolutionary. You know who else was a revolution of the individual? Jesus, the archetype and story of Jesus. Whether he existed for real or not, Jesus says something very important. He said, somebody wanted, Jim Carrey's a Mercury and Aquarius, and watch Bruce Almighty just because. But other than that, Zeus, I say watch Bruce Almighty because entering your God self is like Bruce Almighty. It's basically everyone's going to become Bruce. But other than, or I mean, some people are Morgan Freeman. But other than, Morgan Freeman is Morgan Freeman. And that's God. But other than that, Moon and Aqua, coincidence? Nope. But other than that, I know Jim Carrey was on the flight list. Why did you remind me of that, Meg? How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? When I saw his name there, I was like, not you too, Jim. Not you too, Jim. I saw him. I was like, Will Smith, what? John Legend, what? Bloody Pharrell? No. Akon? Is that why you're doing the remix with 6ix9ine? No. It's hilarious though, because everyone knew Jay-Z would be on it. And no one was surprised. It was like, oh, well, he was wearing the Illuminati shirt. So that's just hilarious. Like, no one seemed surprised that Jay was on it. And then people were like, well, Beyonce's with Jay. So they're like, really, Will? Really, Jay? He got Truman Show for real. And now I'm starting to feel like maybe some of these people were just coerced. I don't know. I'm willing to take any excuse. If they give me one excuse, I will just blindly believe it, because it's like, no. But other than that, it makes me respect hell of a lot more the people who not on that flight log list and probably didn't get as successful. I respect them so much more because they didn't on the list. But other than that, okay, not get jiggy with it. I feel you. But other than that, and by the way, if they're on the flight log list, it doesn't mean that they're into pedophilia, but it could mean that they might have invested in the business, because child trafficking is one of the most lucrative businesses you can invest in. It's kind of like investing in drug dealing. So we don't know what happened. I just don't want to believe they're into any of that shit. I'm not going to believe that. I treat it like, except Tom Hanks, right. But other than that, hey, I'm convinced. But other than that, rest in peace, Isaac Cappy and Raphael. You right. Other than that, with this Mercury transit, oh my God, Kay, is that a real theory? Oh my God, I doubt it. I hope not. Apparently he was, I think he really overdosed, unfortunately. Moon in Cancer. But other than that, oh my gosh, I hope that's not true. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm straight. Other than that, no, we straight. Other than that, yeah, Mercury is geared towards processing the higher knowledge of you and everything that's coming in. What's going to happen is in a week, we're going to have the moon in Scorpio C square, and everything that's charging now, not in a week, tomorrow, this T square is going to activate things. So here's the case, gang. Everything that's happened this Aquarius season up until now is you getting ready to step into your God self. I don't know what else to say. The moon is going to go into Scorpio, and now the charged energy that you have charged since the full moon, the harvest of the cycle, you're reaping. And now we're coming into the final phase from third quarter square to next new moon, where we're clearing the field, and the new moon we will plant new seeds. Why are we clearing the field? We have finished the harvest. And what are you going to harvest? The moon in Scorpio is going to be the transformation process of finally stepping into your God self. Why? Because you're ascending now. You're revealing the true nature of your character. In fact, be very mindful, because some of you are being very strongly drawn to have sex with certain people, to connect with certain people, and consciously, you're thinking consciously, you may tie it to a lower self perspective, but it's in the higher self perspective, both of you mutually have energy that you'll release for and with each other. For those of you who feel like some of y'all just know you need to connect with someone, especially sexually, be very mindful once again. Because some of you can get so tied into the lower self, you think it's just a sexual obsession. It's not a sexual obsession. This person and vice versa, you're unlocking energy with. Okay, you could have just told me this in private. That's hilarious. Okay, that's hilarious. You'll know it's a toxic obsession if this individual really doesn't have anything to add to you and it's just based on looks. But some of you are feeling a deep, strong draw, and you want to really follow that, transmute the lust, let's say, because sex during this period is going to be very volatile, especially for those of you who, if I'm back there, everything getting a, oh my God. Oh my God. Other than that, yo, I got to listen to that whole album. Thank you. Because you said that, I'm going to listen to Tropical Storm. Buster McThunderstick, and Thunder McLightning Rod. The greatest duo of all time. Tropical Storm. I'm going to listen to both their albums. When I shit, my dick touched the water. My dick touched the water. That's just one of their classic singles. It's wholesome, and the kids can listen to it too. The thing here, though, is sex is very volatile, right? In the sense where, and I'm not saying not to, that booty play. I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying be very careful, because during the pure sexual act of swapping energy with people, the intense energy that people awakened recently will transfer to you. Just like if someone takes a vaccine, all right, a COVID vaccine, and you have sex with that person, you will be sterilized, and you probably won't be able to give birth, because they're doing this to control people, population control, all that. But other than that, it's like, think about that. It's going to be crazy like that. Now you have to ask people, did you take the vaccine? Some people are going to look at you like, did you take it? And you didn't, and they won't. And it's going to be the same. Like, did you take that vaccine? Oh, sorry, I can't do it. I can't be sterilized. But other than that, that's crazy, right? That's crazy, right? But other than that, right. No, but it's not a joke, though, because now peer pressure is coming in, and it's heavy. It's heavy. This is a very fucked up population control endgame tactic. Endgame, because Saturn is going through Aquarius and Pisces before it starts again. Mass extinction events. Get ready. But and before you say that I'm fear mongering, accordingly, there's at least 1 million deaths from 2020 alone. Grossly inflated, but a lot of people died. Other than that, the moon in Scorpio, now that your character is ascending and you're coming into your true character, you're going to transform into a moon in Scorpio. You're going to ascend into the league of righteous assholes through Sagittarius, because gods are assholes. I don't know if you know, not every god, but the league of righteous assholes, formerly known as Mount Olympus, is where the gods dwell. And we're going to see this ascend into Sag. And then you're going to construct it together, Capricorn, releasing the old personification, boom, into Aquarius, new knowledge, new cycle, new age, boom. So this transformation is going to be a physiological transformation that instills noticeable effects. You know why? You know why? Because it's going to be opposite Uranus and Taurus, baby. We ain't playing. And so I want you to think of everyone in your life who's looking at the whole concept of superpowers developing like it's a joke. You don't have superpowers. That's not right. Well, let's just speak factually. The people who say that, do they meditate on a daily basis? Do they connect with source on a daily basis? Do they go within their shadow and work on their blocked emotions on a daily basis? Do they pray on a daily basis? Do they do any form of spiritual work on a daily basis? No, they don't even believe this exists. So are they going to wake up superpowers? No, because they didn't do the work. You're not just waking up superpowers. You've been doing the work for 10 years. Spirit called you on the path, and what did you do? You went on the path, and you confronted your shadow, and you went through a lot of pain. And then you confronted more of your shadow, and then you went through more pain. And then you overcame that pain, and then you broke through, and now you're helping other people break through. and you've been doing work. Some of that work was failing. Some of the work was to make the craziest mistakes and to be confronted with this aspect of yourself. But you confronted it. You didn't spiritually bypass. You didn't escape with drugs. Some of you incorporated drug usage into your rituals, doing more spiritual work. You didn't escape with drugs. You didn't escape with toxic relationships. You didn't escape with a busy work schedule to keep yourself too busy to deal with this. See, all these people are getting laid off their jobs, and guess what they have to deal with now? Their shadow. And so the people who didn't do the shadow work, they're not going to be awakening superpowers. They're going to be awakening latent demon genes. They're going to be awakening a shadow takeover. The purpose of doing this work was so that when this collective force comes, which is coming in waves, it's not just one event, it's been coming in waves. So far, it's been coming in waves and people are getting hit. So when this happens and your shadow comes to take you over, you did the shadow work. You're going to integrate it. You're going to make it your bitch. You're going to make it your partner. Let's not be disrespectful. You're going to make it your partner. Okay? But people who didn't do the work, it's going to take them over and they're going to get exorcised. Whoosh. Oh my God. When I said they're going to get exorcised, trash torch comment, exorcist needed. Boom. Confirmation. This has been the best time of my life. Get Oracle messages, me too. Okay? So what about kids? I'm so glad you asked. Kids are leading the vanguard. Pluto Capricorn, Pluto Aquarius are going to take over the world. They're going to take over the world. They just haven't come of age yet. Once they come of age, they all going to be totalitarians. They're going to take over the world. Pluto Aquariuses are going to take over the world at 16. You're going to see a whole generation of baby geniuses who get right and work together. Whereas we failed to come together. Pluto Aquarius is smart. They gonna know, oh, well, we don't have to come together. We may not like each other, but we gonna, in order to take over the adults, you're gonna see revolution of children come through, but they're not born yet. Pluto Cap isn't of age yet. And it's Pluto Sag that's going to burn everything and create the new world before anything can happen. So they're all gods. They're all gods. They are not awakening. They were born gods. All of them have Pluto and collective signs. Like, this is totally crazy different. Pluto Capricorn is very pivotal because Pluto Capricorn is going to restore ancient integrity and are awakening the next level of power relative to the generational nature of the trend of where everything's going. And this is why this is important. Pluto Scorpio is destroying the old world. How do we know this is true? Pluto Scorpio is 83 to 95. Where was Saturn? Saturn was in Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aqua, Pisces. Boom! Pluto moves into Sag. Pluto moves into Sag when Saturn restarts the wheel in Aries. And so Pluto Sag creates the new world. Saturn Aries, okay? Saturn Taurus, Saturn Gemini, Saturn Cancer. If you have Pluto Sages, they're literally the leaders of the new world, leaders of the new school. Saturn Leo, Saturn Virgo, boom! And that's when Pluto moves into Capricorn. So Pluto Capricorn is Saturn Virgo, Saturn Libra, Saturn Scorpio, Saturn Sag, sound familiar? Saturn Aqua, Saturn Pisces. Once Saturn goes into Pisces, boop, oh shit, I just pulled my joint. Pluto goes into Aquarius. And so I think this is interesting. Saturn Aries, Pluto Sag mirrors Pluto Aqua, and Pluto Scorpio mirrors Pluto Cap. And the Saturn karma lets you know the generational essence. Okay, just like Pluto Aqua will be starting a new cycle, Pluto Scorpio, right? Too much power now. Pluto Sag is going to be starting a new cycle. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is really going to key you into where your role is in this. And Pluto Capricorn is going to come of age during Saturn going into the social signs. So what Pluto Sag is going to do, Pluto Sag is going to create new individual culture. And Pluto Cap is going to take the new ideas and integrate a new social culture from it. So the individual leaders are going to rise, Saturn, Pluto Sag, and then Pluto Cap is going to carry that forward and integrate a new culture, right? Think about when you were a kid and your parents were watching. When we're adults and their kids, they're going to create that new culture. And that's what's going to lead Pluto Aqua, all right, Pluto Cap to end that, and Pluto Aqua to create a new. And this is what happens every other generation. Because Pluto entered Sagittarius while Saturn was ending out in Pisces. Just like Pluto is going to enter Aquarius when Saturn enters Pisces. So I think that's very interesting. But other than that, documentary coming soon. Thank you, Raphael. And thank you, everybody. In conclusion, once we step into the new moon, in fact, as it stands right now, for the rest of the week, from now until the 11th, chill out, chill out, chill out, reflect, and prepare for this new moon. Because the new moon is the next push. 7 planets, it's the next push of our collective consciousness. And we're going to, during that cycle, be introduced to so many new concepts that we've always known in the soul, so many new technology that we've perhaps always felt or imagined, and so much, even though there's nothing new under the sun, so much new knowledge. I feel like new knowledge is a weird term, but so much new cycles of knowledge that is going to push us forward. But this is why it's important. If a lot of you are like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, that's because you're trying to board a train that has not come to the station yet. Stop doing that, because what's going to happen is you're going to step onto the tracks and then the train's going to come and you're going to get hit by the train. So chill. Yes, Heather, most of us met in Soul World before all the Vibe Tribe. Great question. But once again, if you don't know, you will. Just wait for the train to come. Let the moon come. Shoot. Now I'm boarding the new moon in Aquarius cycle. Bing. That comes with the knowledge. So if you don't know, and you know what? Shout out to Quantum Cassie. Shout out to the alien goddess, Quantum Cassie, because she mentioned something like that. She was talking about if you don't know, it's because you're not supposed to know. And surrendering is hard for me because I feel like I have to control everything, or at least, be in some kind of whatever. But please don't let the anxiousness kill you. You have every right to feel anxious because things are unfolding day to day. So let me just let you know, chill, let everything unfold, okay? You're going to come into the knowledge, Aquarius. Then this is going to spill over into Pisces. This new knowledge that you come in, you're going to unpack and you're going to experience. Neptune's going to transcend it. You're going to experience with this new knowledge a higher ascension of viewing. And what do I mean by that? It's like before this, you were looking at the same thing, right? But now you come into new knowledge and it's like, oh, there's another side to this? Oh, I thought it was, it's a whole new dimension, damn. And that's Pisces season. And that's what's going to draw on. You're going to know what to do, Aquarius season. You're going to experience and practice Pisces, and you're going to act Aries season. So chill. We still have Pisces season. Chill. You can even get in your vices, but release it Pisces season, or you can release it now. But February 11th, relax, let everything unfold. There's going to be pertinent information that comes out before February 11th to counter this, so that you can get frustrated and be like, oh no, forget all that. Let whatever comes out comes out. February 11th, you will begin to know. Tell an Aries to chill like only a Gemini would, of course. You will begin to know, okay? The train's gonna come through, and all the unpacked power and the charged energy, you will just know. Claircognizantly, you will know. And you'll realize you always knew. You just needed context around you. The train, you needed the train to come through so you can board that spaceship, and the train turns into spaceship, takes you to space. And then you travel through the astral realm, boom, and you come back into the primordial fires, and we start the new year off proper. Equal day, equal sun. All right, I'm gonna pull a tarot card. And then we gonna dip. Not sure. Good question. Thank you, Work of Heart Fitness. Boss up, baby. This is just like the Strength card. The Emperor is the divine masculine. This new moon is literally the return of the divine masculine, the sacred masculine. But like, regardless of if you're a man or woman, you can harness the Emperor archetype. And this is talking about you redefining and establishing a new understanding of masculine power to structure and move you forward. There's going to be someone who you'll be dealing with, but the Emperor is quintessentially you personifying your own power. Boss up, okay? Even if you're an Empress, be an Emperor Empress. That still calls the shots. But I feel like a lot of you ladies who are watching this, at long last, you're manifesting your Emperor, your Emperor, your Emperor. Some of you got caught up because I think you felt like, some of you, not all of you, felt like maybe your possession, adding a possessive clause was wrong, and you were kind of doing the Emperor. And it's like, no, honey bun, this is your Emperor, nobody else's. Tell them other ladies to look away, to go get their own. Okay. This some of you are already with your Emperor, but you're manifesting the awakening of your Emperor. So if you're already with this person, you probably got with him when he was still awakening. He's awakening. Some of you are about to manifest your Emperor. Like, they here to conquer the world for you and to bring you the world, because that's not even enough now. Now you need, now a woman want the whole universe. So it's like, I want another one. I was joking. But other than that, yeah. The Emperor, congratulations. Y'all stay blessed as always. And until next week. No, until tomorrow. Oh, one more thing. The Empress has been patient as fuck. One more thing. Please make a wish right now. Make a wish that you would like to see come true before you go to sleep. You ready? And so it is. Wishing for the booty plate. Peace.